Hey, it's me. I'm making another video literally just after I've made my last one about torrenting, but I'm bored and not made one for a few days, so Um, yeah, a few things I'd like to talk about. Just generally about Linux. Um, Things I've kind of come across that I like the sound of, but I don't yet have the sort of expertise to do. First one is Gentoo, which basically makes Ubuntu look like child's play. Because obviously everyone will say, and quite rightly, that Ubuntu is probably for more experienced Linux users, whereas someone new should use Mint. Gentoo is for hardcore geeks. You know, if you know if Ubuntu is for your experienced users, then Gentoo is in a different world. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but um, and I really like the idea of that because it's quite a, it's definitely more hands on, and you basically go into the um, uh, the bash, the command line, a lot more, and it's a lot more of that stuff, um, which I quite like the idea of. I can't actually do it, but I like the idea of it. Um, so yeah, that sounds really cool. Maybe I'll get good at like bash, and I'll be able to do it because I mean the way I basically understand it as that uh it will come with some basic things like I think OpenOffice and Firefox, but a lot of the packages have to be downloaded. So you go into the command line and you can do it that way. It's all practically everything can be changed, and they say that it's you know a meta distribution because you can pretty much change everything. Um, and the type of person who would use Gentoo, it would already be hopefully a experienced user. And that's what you find with the Gentoo community. You find that because of a certain level, they're very good. Um, so they're good for support. The other thing that I like, which I'm even less experienced to do, is Linux from scratch. Linux from scratch is a thing where you basically build your own Linux distribution from, guess what, scratch, and that sounds really good. You can uh, I mean, I'm not really sure how long it would take, but I've been watching some videos, and you know, for a hobbyist, which is sort of the traditional thing of Linux users before sort of Ubuntu went well semi mainstream. Um, Linux was the domain of people who were sort of just hobbyists who had it as a partition on their computer. Um, so yeah, that sounds really cool. And so you can pretty much make everything you want. So imagine all the bits of operating systems that you've used and all the ones that you like, and you could put them into like in the search on your start menu. You could put like a Vista style search bar if you like that kind of thing. It's the only thing I liked about Vista. With um, you could pretty much monitor everything. So if there's a bug, you can just fix it. So you pretty much have complete control over your operating system. I mean, it's it's interesting that I mean, obviously you can distribute it if you like. You can distribute it, sell it, but if you're just using it on your home computer as your main operating system, if you think it's good enough, um, you have complete control. So there'd be no one else apart from you, um, controlling it, which is sort of a step up from Linux because you, that's obviously open source and community based. So you have let Mac OS 10 and Microsoft Windows completely closed source. Linux like Ubuntu, Linux Mint, that's community based. Now this, I can see one downfall with this, with Linux from scratch. On the one hand, it's great because everything that you don't have to mess around. You pretty much you know your operating system and you can make it completely as you like it, which is great, and you won't feel that anyone's spying on you. I mean, I don't know whether that is a threat, but I'm not going to theorize here. But then on the other hand, maybe it seems a bit lonely, because one thing I really like about the Linux community is that there is a community and there's always someone to help. And I mean, I remember saying that when I went from Microsoft Windows to Ubuntu, I realized that when I was using Windows, it kind of felt like there was no one else out there. Like it was just me and my computer, which, I mean, I like the idea of me and my computer. I spend most of the time with it, but yeah, the idea that there's no one else there to support me, and I felt a bit kind of, it was almost like it was a bit lonely. But I mean, maybe some people like that. They just like, I mean, I suppose you'd know your operating system anyway if you did it from using Linux from scratch because you made it, so you should know it. Yeah, so there's the two kind of things for your more experienced users, which are using the bash line and compiling your whole operating system. It's that kind of level that one day I'd like to be. At the moment, other things are kind of Linux on my mind. Well, that's pretty much always on my mind. Um, is the new Linux release, 10.10. I only have Alpha 3, um, which is, well, that was real because we're in the beta stage now. Um, I mean, from what I can tell, I know I've talked about this before. From what I can tell, it's pretty much the same as 10.4 LTS. They've changed the software center. Actually, because I've talked about this, I want to talk about something else. Debian, um, which you may all know as something which is what Ubuntu is based on. The Debian operating system, which I didn't actually know it was an operating system. I just kind of thought it was a thing, but yeah, I downloaded it. I think it's 5.7 that they're in now. So I downloaded it from the internet because I thought, oh, yeah, I love Debian because I love Ubuntu, and I think it's the way that Linux should go. And well, my computer crashed, but pretty soon I'm hopefully going to be able to get it up in the VirtualBox. If there's anyone out there who can kind of tell me more about Gentoo, what for a beginner, what's good, because I'm downloading Gentoo now. It takes a while to install, apparently, like hours and hours. I need space to do it, like memory space. So if anyone knows anything about that kind of thing, like Linux from scratch, Gentoo, Bash, because I want to teach myself Bash, but if there's uh, any way that you could help, that'd be great. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Yeah, see ya.